Simon, can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. So my name is Simon Vivien. I'm the head of data, media and platforms for Warner Brothers in France. What do we do in France? We basically distribute our content in theaters, in video, both digital and physical. And we also distribute video games, such as, for instance, the new installment of the Lord of the Rings franchise. Warner Bros. Most people know us for animated series, but we actually also the home brand for Batman, for Superman, for Wonder Woman, for Fantastic Beasts, for Harry Potter, for a lot of things like that. So people actually know us through our franchises rather than for our brand name, which probably is better. We've been doing a lot of digital initiatives surrounding all of those three main areas of business.
But precisely how the digital revolution impact your industry?
So we have basically digital actually impacted us in two main ways. The first one is that by way of law, we are not allowed to advertise on TV. Which is the...
it's very French specific.
It's very absolutely specific to France. It's not the case for any country in the rest of the world. We had to live with it, unfortunately, but because going to the theaters is a mass media leisure. Actually, we have so close to 230 million admissions per year in France. There's a heavy usage of cinema-going activity. Mostly everybody in France goes to the cinema at least once in a year. That means we need to have a way for us to let people know that our new movies are coming out. And typically, other territories use TV, which is very good at that. When you have a big product available for everyone across the territory, you would use TV. For us, we couldn't do that, so we had to resort to going to a place where we could show basically the most important things, which are trailers for our movies, which are the things that basically drive interest and engagement around our franchises. That's when you make the decision to want to go to see a movie. It's when you see the trailer. It's probably where you decide it's a movie for you or not. And so we had to move very early on to digital, and from that point on, so basically that switch dates back to over a few 5 or 6 years ago, and we basically cashed in that kind of constraint to turn that into an opportunity and leverage that to move from digital to data, which also allows us to be more precise in our targeting and more efficient when we also advertise on digital. So that was the first way we were impacted. That was the way our marketing was impacted digitally. The second one is related to the fact that our product is no longer physical. We used to have, back in the days, maybe 10 years ago, you would release a Harry Potter DVD and you would make maybe 1 million or 2 million sales. Those times are long gone. Now we have to face a reality, which is that people consume video mostly digitally, legally or not most of the time, but they consume video digitally. That could be either on your set-top box, that could be either through iTunes, that could be through Netflix, that could be through streaming sites, that could be through many ways. So that in itself means that our product is no longer physical, but is becoming digital. And so for us, it's a matter of transforming our entire business around digital rather than just resorting to new ways to reach people through digital, which was the first case, as opposed to many big name brands and FMCG brands like Procter & Gamble or Unilever. They still probably will continue to sell physical goods, maybe subscription plans as well in the future, but most of their business will still rely on that. That's no longer the case for us. Video games are also a good example. Over 40% of the sales right now for the overall market are done digitally. And that's a big drive. That's the biggest driver of growth for the sector.
And how do you adapt your communication to this digital revolution about your innovations, which are your movies, your video games?
Yep.
How you use social networks and different tools?
As you pointed out, we obviously innovate around the content, but it's not enough. The innovation around content is something that should be a starting point, and we typically a good case for that would be the way we advertise on social networks. The way we advertise on social networks is not the same as the way we would advertise on TV or maybe through mass media. The first thing is that the content itself changes. So, for instance, our trailers on Facebook or Snapchat, they don't have the same format. They are square formats. They have subtitles which are forced into the image, so that people basically, when they don't have any sound in a subway or somewhere else, can actually follow the action, and we see better engagement throughout the video through that. That's also a case of having shorter content, shorter formats. That's also for us.
You have to be really straight to the point.
You get to be straight to the point. The best example for us is when you start a trailer in the theaters. If you go to a theater, and that's before your movie, there's going to be a whole bunch of new trailers for new movies. You will mostly see the same pattern, which is that you're going to have 2-3 logos from the producers and from the studio that produces the movie. But if you basically take that and put it on a mobile device, that basically means that your first 3 seconds are just going to be people looking at logos. So that doesn't work.
Okay.
And so we have basically adapted that. So basically, we created trailers for the trailers. Which we basically put the most interesting moment at the beginning,
okay.
And then
Capture
let
people.
let the trailer flow out, and you will see again that content in perspective during the trailer. So that's one of the ways we did that. And the second one was targeting. The second way we innovated was through data, and was through the ability for us to for everyone. Obviously, having different taste and obviously being different, the way for us to leverage what information we could retrieve from the platforms we're using, from Facebook, from Google, from obviously other platforms, to basically make sure that we address the right message to the right people at the right time.
And really personalize, customize. You try to be very precise about the.
If you take a movie like American Sniper that we released in 2015, we had several angles to actually advertise it. It was both a Clint Eastwood movie, it was a Bradley Cooper action movie, it was a war movie, it was also a drama movie. So there were plenty of ways for us to actually advertise that movie differently depending on who you are and what you like.
And you adapt it to your target, the angle you use to innovate. Okay. Abba, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.